Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Hello!
It is Pixelbutters here, and welcome back to Rain Code in the DLC. It is time this time.
It is time this time.
Redundancy is key in YouTube. For Halara's chapter, Raining Cats and Dogs, my favorite. The Nocturnal Detective Agency receives a request to investigate an unusual drowning.
Oh.
Was it suicide or murder? Will Master Detective Halara be able to solve this odd and onerous case? Onerous case. Let's find out today on The Price is Right.
What?
Had to subvert expectations. So what kind of nonsense are you getting up to? And why does it involve raining cats and dogs? I hope it's not a cat or dog that got hurt.
It's always raining here, remember?
But what about the cats and dogs is what I mean.
It is.
It's never rained cats and dogs before, not that I know. Maybe frogs.
Do you think
I hope it's, like I said, hope it's not a cat or a dog.
Halara, do you know where the milk I put in the fridge went? I was saving it for my coffee.
It went bad 3 weeks ago.
Beats me.
That's my seat, you know.
How much?
What?
Huh?
How much do you want for it? I'll pay your asking price. Well,
For the milk?
You
No, the
gotta
seat.
be kidding me. Fine.
Must-
Just keep sitting there.
I will.
Is it?
Huh? Someone's coming. I wasn't expecting guests today.
I love him so much.
I know you do.
God damn it. Just... Oh,
Hello.
hi.
You look
You
like a
look sad.
stereotypical anime mom.
Oh my god.
My son Billy, he went into the lake and he never came out.
Oh my god. Jeez.
Right this way. It's a bit cramped in here.
Are you the chief of the Nocturnal Detective Agency? My name is Petra. Pleased to meet you.
I'm the chief. That's just one of our detectives.
Then why are they behind the seat? The seat makes the chief.
Oh, excuse me. Your detective was sitting at the biggest desk here, so I assumed that...
My seat gets stolen the moment I leave it open.
Poor dude.
God.
Let's sit down.
This is a lawless land.
Truly is.
I was told you investigate murders.
The submarine is international waters.
A murder case. It's possible for us to handle it, but what we can or can't do depends on whether or not the peacekeepers have already gone through it.
Yeah.
I see. My father passed away in a rather bizarre manner. The peacekeepers declared it was an accidental death. But I just can't believe it was an accident.
The peacekeepers usually try to declare any unnatural deaths as accidents.
'Cause they
Why
don't
do
care
you
enough to look
suspect
into
that
it.
wasn't murder?
My father kept tropical fish as a hobby. One morning, he was found dead, drowned with his head stuck in the fish tank.
Oh,
How is that
Do you
accidental?
really think that could be an accident?
He drowned with his head stuck in a fish tank? Can you describe the situation?
I didn't even know what the fuck happened here.
The fish tank is set rather low, so you can view it from above. My father was in a kneeling position, with his head dunked into the water.
How's that
That
accidental?
sure is bizarre. What did the peacekeepers have to say?
He just wanted to die and just left his head there.
They
my
say
God.
he was electrocuted and passed out when he touched the temperature control switch with wet hands.
A likely story.
And he fell into the water and drowned, unfortunately.
Are you sure the cause of death was drowning?
Yes, that appears to be the case without a doubt. A trustworthy doctor did the autopsy.
I see. From what you've said, you can't really deny that it could have been an accident.
It is a possibility,
No,
but
the problem is
Yeah.
the room where my father passed away. It was obvious that someone else had rummaged around.
oh,
What do you mean?
Well, the room has lots of tropical fish tanks lined up. But on the day my father died, all of them were shattered to pieces.
okay, yeah, that's
And
weird.
of course, there was water and dead fish all over the floor.
I was gonna make a joke that someone came in to free all the fish, but then he just left them there, so no.
Someone must have forced their way into the room to do something so terrible.
What did the fish do wrong?
I
Yeah.
believe my father was murdered by whoever did that.
That's
Let's
mass.
get him.
That is mass murder. There.
Exactly. That is genocide of fish. Fishicide.
Fish.
Must be a murder. Please uncover the truth of my father's death.
They really said, fuck your dad and his fish.
Yeah, by the way, that'll be 50,000 from Halara over
Oh,
there.
What
true.
do you think, Halara?
Beats me. I wasn't paying attention.
Don't lie. There's no way you couldn't hear us.
You can assume I don't exist, unless pay is involved.
Wow.
I can pay. My father left me an inheritance.
Oh, don't tell them that.
I'll take all of it. No, you won't!
Don't mind my detective. Our rates are always reasonable here.
Then you'll investigate this case on my behalf?
Huh? Yes, of course. As detectives sworn to protect this town, we can't leave any mysteries unsolved.
So you're gonna pay.
Thank you. I'm so happy I worked up the courage to come here.
The Nocturnal Detective Agency is here to protect the peace of Kanai Ward. You can always count on us. As for investigating this case, we'll check out the crime scene soon. Promise.
Bye!
Jeez.
That was rather reckless of you to promise.
It's not like I have a choice. I can't just abandon people in need. I'm Yaku Furio, chief of the Nocturnal Detective Agency. I gotta protect this town.
Do you even have a single lead to solve this case?
Nope.
Of course. I'm a detective after all. If I proceed with the investigation, I'm sure I can find some kind of clue.
Hey, I'm allergic to the bullshit, sorry.
Hey!
Need your help, Halara.
I will
That
fight you.
depends on the payment.
Oh, man.
You know I don't have a lot of money.
Well, then you can sign the ship over to me.
Oh my god.
And you know that I don't work for cheap.
Then,
That grin.
how about a deal instead?
What deal?
If you solve
Oh.
this case, I'll let you keep a cat here.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
man.
they love cats.
They do.
Really?
It's serious business now.
Really?
I'll be going now.
Where are you going?
I'll have my leave.
To the crime scene.
Hold on. The client just left.
Don't care.
Why don't you wait until tomorrow?
Fine. I shall review the case's records until then.
Halara's fee is cheaper than I thought.
I just need to keep offering her cats.
Didn't they say they're allergic to cats there?
But they love it.
Yeah.
They don't care. The pain is worth it.
I'm in the same boat.
Fair.
So
Fair.
I just take Benadryl.
It's like me with gluten. Oh, man. We all have to sacrifice our own survival for enjoyment.
Yep.
That's what
Even
it
though
means
our
to be
bodies
truly human.
are saying, hey, stay away from this. We're like, no.
Thank you for coming. You really are willing to investigate the case.
Who's this guy? He did it. He's guilty. He would kill fish.
Dude, the poor fishies.
Well, that's our duty at the Nocturnal Detective Agency. Your house is pretty big. Your father must have been well off.
Yes. My father owned a medical devices company.
Oh, that'll do it.
He contributed to Kanai Ward's medical advancements for years. I simply can't believe he met his end like this.
Yeah, there's a lot of blood in that tank that I saw there, unless it was just a weird reflection.
We'll find justice for him.
Thank you. I am in your debt. This is my fiance, Jaren. We've been living together for about a year now.
You did it!
Nice to meet you.
Blood.
I'd like to ask you more about the details later, but
You
can we
mean
take
the
a look at the scene for now?
coral?
No, it was actually in the one that it looks like he died in. When the camera's really low, reflecting towards the back of the glass, there was a
Oh, the
shit ton
bat.
of dark red, and I was like, what the fuck? That's not there.
Oh, before
But
do you have a photo of your father?
Of course. Here's a picture from when he was still alive.
Thank you. Halara, over here. I'll leave the investigation to you. It's a bit too cramped for all of us to be wandering about. I'll keep speaking to them outside. Talk to me when you're done.
Understood.
okay.
Now, time to review the cards I've been dealt.
I always thought
Investigation.
the power that
definitely
they
wanna
have is
remember
like really
this.
dope.
The clues give you clues.
Yeah.
No shit. All right. So this one. Can I look at this one? No. Yeah, it was really weird. I don't know if it'll do it again or not. Because the camera was just really low when it happened. But I just saw a whole bunch of red on the back of that fish tank, or like the back right side. But, wall stains. Filthy. Did it flood in here?
Yes.
Oh.
There's a stain here that looks like a horizontal line. Upon close inspection, there appears to be a faint outline of the same stain along all 4 walls.
It's like it flooded in here.
And the door.
It was all that has to have been flooding, like legitimately flooded the entire. Huh. Well, that's not an accident. A vent. Okay.
An ordinary vent.
Looks like there's something in there though.
There's some blue paint on the inner side of the frame. Looks like something rubbed against it. This may have something to do with the case.
Is that something that is shocking in there? Tiny little thing under the left fan blade?
What do you mean shocking?
Because it's reflecting or it's showing some blue light in there that's not static. I don't know what the hell that is in there.
You mean electrified?
Meh.
There's something that's shocking in there.
It's a regular sliding window with a crescent lock. There are no suspicious marks on it. There's a small veranda outside. We're on the 2nd floor, so any rain that falls off the eaves flows to the drain.
Okay, so someone probably opened that door to get all of the water out because it would go down the drain. And it's about at the height of the veranda entirely.
Huh.
Like, yeah. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. The fish keeping equipment for
I
keeping
see.
fish. Oh,
Oh. Oh God. Oh,
just
it's
go
been-
for it.
It's been so long.
It's fine. Just go for it.
The equipment and food for the tropical fish are placed together. Seems like nothing has been used since the incident. There's some dust. Poor fishies.
I'm sorry, guys.
I
Broken
love fish.
tank. I know you do.
I love animals.
I know you do.
All of the fish tanks have been shattered. There's broken glass scattered on the inside, which means it's certain someone smashed it inward.
The fish did not break out on their own accord.
Why would someone do this?
Someone who hates fish.
Listen, I'm gonna call it because I was making a joke at first, but now that that guy said that that's her husband now of a year or fiance, he wants that life insurance policy. He wants that inheritance. He did it. He did it.
As
I
soon
know
as
he
she
did.
said inheritance, I'm like, ooh.
I'm doubling down on that.
Right.
There are some stains on the floor. It is likely due to the water spilled from the fish tanks. Other than that, nothing else seems suspicious.
Okay. Right. It's the fish tanks that did that. Yes.
What's up with that door?
It's a little
There's
funky.
a sticky substance stuck to the door frame. Perhaps tape residue?
Okay.
I've investigated the things of note, but
Well, it's in the investigation. Think some maybe adhesive to keep the door
That's
shut
about
so that
all I
would
can investigate for now.
flood it all. I don't know.
I should go talk to our clients before I observe the crime scene at the time the body was discovered. The crime scene has been inspected, Chief.
Thanks.
He's just standing out there.
There are a few things I'd like to confirm.
Yes, please ask me anything.
Can you give me the details of when you discovered the body?
It was, I think, around 6 in the morning. My father usually woke up early for breakfast, but when I went to get him, he wasn't in his room. So I looked around and noticed Sugar barking at this room.
dog.
Sugar?
That's the name of our dog.
Yuck.
Oh!
Jesus, what a woof.
Hey!
Aw.
That is such a loud woof.
Sugar sure is happy. She's rarely friendly with anyone.
She barks at me all the time.
There.
Shall we continue?
Oh, sorry. Sugar was barking in front of the room, so I opened the door to take a look. There I saw my father. His head was in the fish tank. He was already gone.
I heard her scream and ran over. But what I saw took my breath away. The fish tanks were all destroyed. The floor was covered with water. All the tropical fish Father loved were scattered across the floor, dead.
Likely story from you. And also, let me actually back something up. Maybe it wasn't. Well, it says there's Scott on the floor. Because I was like, it could have been a rescue mission because there's a drain. They could have escaped into the water system and gone free. Like Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
But no, they're dead.
Were they?
You asshole!
I'm not sure. I don't know how much they were worth, but the fact is my father cared for them a great deal.
Dude, tropical
If
fish
the
are
fish were
expensive
They
as hell.
can be, yeah.
Do you think someone tried to steal them?
Are you implying my father's murder was an afterthought?
Well, I'm just considering possibilities. If they were going to steal the fish, I doubt they'd smash the tanks.
Are you saying my father's life is worth less than tropical fish? Well, maybe.
You're right.
To
Do
someone.
you know the estimated time of death for the victim?
I believe it was around 10 o'clock the
Wow.
night before.
Okay, so a long
When
time.
was the last time you saw him alive?
Right around 7 that night. I ate dinner with him. He went to his room after that.
Dang.
Okay.
Does anyone else live here?
It's just me and him now. The servant left after making dinner before 7.
Tell me, what were you doing around 10 that night?
After finishing dinner with my father, I did some cleaning and washed the dishes. Jaren came to the dining hall around 8 for dinner. And then we watched TV in the living room until around midnight.
Yes. I know for certain we were together between 8 and midnight. Did you ever get up during that time? Such as to go to the bathroom?
I don't think so.
Were there any screams or sounds of a struggle around 10 at night? No, not at all. I see. That leaves me wondering who entered that room, when they did, and why they smashed all the fish tanks.
That's something
The
you would
fish tanks
hear,
are large
too.
and have
Yeah.
thick glass. You'd think you'd hear them being smashed.
Yeah.
True. All I know for certain is that we didn't hear anything like that.
Maybe something was placed over the door at the time to try and buffer any sound coming out through the cracks there. The only thing I can think of if they're not guilty for anything, or
Do
both
you
of them aren't
often
guilty,
come
because you would
in
hear
and out
that.
of this room?
Yeah.
Not at all. Only my father used this room.
What did the peacekeepers have to say when they saw the state of things in the room?
They said my father was stressed out. That he lost control and smashed all the tanks himself.
Why
Was
would
he
he do that?
actually stressed out?
Truth be told, my father was lamenting over a prized tropical fish he had accidentally killed that morning.
So why would he kill all of
I
them?
thought he could have done something extreme, given how much he regretted his mistake.
For a fish?
He did look rather depressed.
Hey, fish are pets too.
My
I know.
mild-mannered father would never do something like this.
Kill the rest of them?
Did you
Yeah,
notice
like
anything strange about your father during dinner?
He was sad about the fish, but he ate normally. I didn't notice anything in particular.
It's hard to think he was so distraught that he'd smash all the tanks on his own.
You're right. But that's what the peacekeepers told us happened.
it's because they're
I'll
lazy.
take another
Yeah.
look around. For now, I'd like to ask you to leave the room.
So you're gonna do that thing, yeah? I'm counting on you. Let's wait outside.
What thing? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. I'm just going to see your father's last moments, that's all. Alright. Do the thing! Oh, wow, 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 wow.
Stop.
The trump card is still face down. Time to use my post-cognition to see
That's
how
what it's
things were at
called.
the time the body was first discovered.
When the body was first discovered. That's
Yeah.
right, not the victims. There was,
No, they
there was
can't-
something else about the
they
victims'
can't
last moments
see
before, but...
that. No.
Well, that sure is a corpse.
The victim's body is kneeling against the edge of a fish tank, with his head inside. Like the other tanks, this one is smashed up too. Looking closely, he is soaking wet.
Huh.
It'd make sense if it was just his upper body. But for his whole body to be soaked is unusual.
Well, the room was flooded.
Yeah.
I already kind of knew that one. But why? Why?
Oh.
Yep.
Seems the stains on the walls were present when the body was found. I don't see any particular differences. No, the stains are darker than they are currently. Does that mean they were made around this time?
Yes! Alright, anything about the vent?
Stains on the wall of
That's not what I want. I wanted the vent. I wanted the vent. I wanted the vent.
The paint stuck on the frame can be seen here.
Huh.
Rub marks with paint. Why is there paint on the vent? Oh, the light's reflecting. Okay.
It's not locked. Anyone could come and go through here. Perhaps this is how the culprit entered the place.
Okay. Fish!
Oh
There's a dead
no!
tropical fish in the drain on the veranda.
It was so close to getting out!
Why
Nemo!
would that be there?
But now we know they definitely opened up the door and drained the place. Because the fish is outside because only the
Yeah.
water got out through there. No! He was so close to freedom!
We got Dory too.
There are dead tropical fish everywhere. The whole floor is completely drenched.
They even got the Bubbles guy!
The bubbles.
Bubbles! 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 I don't remember his name.
It was Bubbles.
Oh, was it?
I
Yes.
see.
The Bubbles guy.
That's fine.
At the time the body was found, many things were scattered around. Could this sort of mess be caused by just a broken fish tank?
Wait, but if all this stuff got knocked around, I mean, maybe the murders happened longer because the stuff was dusty. So, but maybe I'm overthinking that.
It happened a while ago.
Okay, yeah. I know this
I
other
see.
tank.
All tanks seem to have been smashed inward. There's not much difference from the room in its present state.
Okay. It's still that. Let's check out the door.
Yeah. Even in post-cognition, traces of a sticky substance are on the frame. Some kind of tape stuck on?
Okay, sticky substance. Could also be used to
I'm
help from the
beginning to
water
see
leaking
truth
out,
behind
but
this case. That's all the investigating I need to do for now.
all right, let's end it. Let's get down to the bottom of
Are
this.
you done?
What?
Goodness.
The dog has something in her mouth.
Is that the secret? Is that a hose?
Hey, Sugar!
What's this?
That's Sugar's favorite toy. It's just a rubber hose tied up in a knot.
A likely story.
Ever since she was a puppy, Sugar has loved playing tug of war with a rubber hose. So I still make toys out of hoses like this. But I don't think I made one for her recently. Where did she get it from?
Think you
Huh.
need to get your boy toy over here.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Let me take a look.
Wait, don't touch it.
What's wrong?
Put that in a plastic bag without touching it directly. I believe it's evidence.
That's evidence?
Consider it a precaution.
Okay.
How's the investigation going? Are the peacekeepers right? Did my father pass away due to an accident?
I don't think
Or
so.
was it?
The answer is
Foul
clear.
play.
This was no accident, but a murder.
No.
Really?
What makes you think it's a murder?
My thinking.
We know she didn't do it, because, like, why would she say, hey, come investigate my, what could have been a murder from my
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be her.
If anyone, it'd be her fiance.
The number one thing that stands out to me is the walls.
Yeah.
That whole ring around the goddamn room. Wet.
Yep.
No, it's not enough to disprove the theory that it was an accident.
Eh?
Reviewing it more carefully,
Okay, so
The window. Open.
Being open technically?
No.
No?
That's not
No,
enough.
that's not what I'm looking for.
Look, it was unlocked. Ugh.
All right, it must be a murder. Well, none of that one. The walls are shattered.
Evan.
No.
No, that's not enough. I mean, I wouldn't say that the fish tanks are shattered, because that can still be, like they said, like psychosis style. Window, because I wouldn't say it's open.
Wet?
But
The window being wet?
Say the window's wet.
No. It's
Wet!
Okay, what if it's because the window is dry?
What?
We're losing our mind now. I don't know.
No.
It's
Oh my
It's got to
God.
be something about the
What?
floors, but maybe it's about the floors being wet.
Well, because the fish tanks were smashed.
It's not.
The fish tanks are shattered.
The victim died
What?
with his head in the fish tank. Is that right?
Oh, the fish tank itself is shattered, so there'd be no water in it. Duh.
Yes, that is certain.
As you can
God
see,
damn it, I hate myself.
this fish tank was destroyed like all the others.
I like when the fact is something the game never went over about with us.
That is
Yeah.
far too strange. It means something logically impossible occurred.
If it was smashed, there can be no water in there.
Impossible? What do you mean?
I just
I
thought
shouldn't have to
maybe
explain it.
he would have been drowned in it before it got smashed. You know?
But that proves that it's a murder.
Yeah.
If the victim drowned with his head in the tank, then it had to be filled with water. But as you can see, the fish tank is destroyed, meaning it is unable to contain water. Like with the other tanks, the water spilled out when it was smashed, emptying it. So how could the victim drown in a fish tank that held no water?
Oh, now that you mention it.
The peacekeepers claim the victim was disoriented and smashed the fish tanks himself. But if the victim was still alive when he smashed the fish tanks, it would have been impossible for him to have drowned. In other words, the victim was drowned, then placed next to the fish tank to make it seem like an accident. The culprit must have believed this camouflage would be enough to fool the peacekeepers.
So my father was murdered.
Yes, there is no mistake about it. This is murder.
Hold on. If the culprit wanted to make the victim look like he drowned, why did they destroy the fish tank?
Yeah.
Didn't they realize their cover would be blown? And plus, all the fish tanks were destroyed, not just that one.
It must have been part of their plan for the peacekeepers to overlook this contradiction. However, destroying the tanks required a lot of effort. If the culprit did so despite the contradiction it created, then we have to assume there was an unavoidable reason behind it.
An unavoidable reason.
So, who is the culprit?
I must investigate further to find that out. I'll report back once I find the answer.
Yes, please.
Has anyone outside your family entered or left the house recently?
I don't think so.
Were there any tradesmen who came to work on your place?
I can't think of any.
Allow me to change the question. Have you recently done any remodeling or repairs to the home?
Oh, now that you mention it. The rain gutters on the roof were broken, so Jaren fixed them.
He fixed the rain gutters?
Really?
Yes. He's an avid DIYer.
Really?
He
Does
not
that apply
only
to
fixed the
murders,
broken
too?
Parts, but also checked the gutters around the whole building.
Did he do it
It
himself?
was a lot of work.
It's like someone who could handily try and seal up a door frame with adhesive.
DIY or more like
That concludes my
DIE?
investigation.
Large is like, I'm done.
What? Are you sure that's enough?
I'm gonna make my arrest now.
Jeez, you're always off in your own world. I'm sorry about that. Our ace detective isn't very friendly. That being said, I believe this case will be solved soon. Please be patient for just a bit longer.
Thank you.
And she's going to arrest your boy. What? Yeah. Yep, there they go. Doing the thing. It's gonna break your heart one way or another. Hello.
They're right back in his chair.
Halara, just as you suspected, it could be the fiancé.
Uh-huh.
Jaren has been living in the client's home and mooching off her since he got fired from his job a year back. He's in quite a lot of debt, too. At one point, he was spending almost all his time in casinos. He kept asking the client's father for money, but was always denied. Seems the father was also against their marriage.
So money is the motive. If the father were to die, the daughter would inherit everything. So if he married her, the money would be his.
Makes sense. The thing is, that man has an alibi.
Yeah.
The victim's estimated time of death is 10 at night. There's no mistake that Jaren was with the client at that time. It makes no sense to suspect Tetra, since she's our client, so we have to assume his alibi is airtight.
Right. I agree.
His alibi is perfect. Not only was he with Tetra at 10, but he was also with her for 2 hours before and after. So, as it stands, it's impossible for him to have killed the victim.
No, the alibi isn't a problem. It's possible if a certain trick was used.
A trick?
Huh?
But I still lack hard evidence. Perhaps it's worth rolling the dice here.
No, not more dice.
You sure about this?
I'm tired of dice.
We'll make our move tonight. Let's go to the client.
Let's go gambling. No, okay. We've done that bit already. What are you playing at, Halara? Is gonna try and make him crumble? Gonna do the Phoenix Wright thing? Bluff your way to the end? Like, I'm confident enough.
You know, it'd be funny if the fiance killed the fish so that the lady wouldn't have to spend more money taking care of them.
Oh my god.
In the inheritance.
Well, let's find out.
Is it true that you know the truth behind this case?
That's right, miss. Allow me to explain. The key detail for this case is the victim's cause of death. Without a doubt, the victim died by drowning. But making it look like he drowned in the fish tank was camouflage. Why would such a thing even be needed? Because it secured the killer's alibi.
You said that the victim's time of death was around 10 p.m. In other words,
He's
the
standing
culprit
over there
secured their
sweating
alibi at the same time as they murdered the victim.
in that turtleneck.
Is that really possible?
Through a certain trick, it was possible to drown the victim even if the culprit wasn't there.
Drown him without being there?
He's
The
like,
trick the
what?
culprit used was...
The hose.
I mean, the hose is definitely used, but I'm trying to figure out if it was used here or not.
The hose flooded the room.
First, it involves this rubber hose.
That's Sugar's toy.
Now, but
If you
before.
untie the knot, it returns to being a hose. This was what was first used in the crime.
How was it used? Don't tell me that's the murder weapon.
Okay. Hear me out. So I'm not gonna blame the daughter yet. But what if, like, a lot more hose was used because she was doing the dishes at the time, which is water, which gets that all moving. Maybe she helped flood the room. I don't know.
If you check the vent,
What?
By
you'll
accident,
see the
but
color of paint scraped on there matches the hose.
yes.
It was likely passed through the vent.
Someone put the hose in the vent. Why would anyone do that?
It's nothing special. The hose was simply used for its original purpose.
Its original purpose?
Water.
One end of the hose was placed on the edge of the rain gutter on the veranda side. Prior to this, the culprit adjusted the rain gutter so that the hose could be inserted into it. The rainwater from the gutter passed through the hose, filling the room.
That's why.
That would take a long ass time.
That's why it was short.
That would take a long ass time.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Halara, you think this place got flooded with rainwater? That would drench the whole place.
When the body was found, the room was, in fact, drenched.
But that was because of the broken fish tanks, right?
Oh, that's another.
That's
That's
part of
the reason why they
But the
broke.
main reason was due to
the fish
rainwater
tanks.
pouring into the
Was to
enclosed
cover the
room.
fact that
Yeah.
the floor was wet.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what do you mean? What's the point in flooding this room with rainwater?
The culprit's goal was to secure their own alibi at the estimated time of death. This trick was necessary for that.
Look at
I
the
don't get it.
fiance right now.
Can you
Yeah.
explain from the beginning?
Let's go over what the culprit did on the day of the crime in order. First, the culprit mixed sleeping pills into the victim's dinner.
Oh,
While the victim was asleep, the culprit proceeded to prepare the trick.
Sleeping pills in his food? That reminds me. My father did seem sleepy shortly after eating dinner.
After dinner, the victim likely went to his room to lay down. The culprit then sneaked into his room and carried him out while he was asleep. That was how the victim was transported to this room.
At this point, you're sure he was still alive?
Of course. If the culprit murdered the victim earlier, then their alibi wouldn't have worked. The culprit had to murder him in such a way that would secure their alibi. The preparations were done in this room. After bringing the victim here, the culprit used duct tape on the gap near the door to weather strip it.
Weather strip? What's that?
It prevents water from leaking outside.
What do you mean?
Let me explain.
Yako's like, what the
After
hell are you
weather-stripping
talking
the
Yeah.
dinner, the culprit started destroying the fish tanks.
no.
The culprit likely covered them with cloth to dampen the noise. Once he smashed all of them, he leaned the victim onto the fish tank. The culprit then moved to the window on the veranda and weather stripped the outside of it. Finally, they took the hose connected to the rain gutter and passed it through the vent to the inside of the room. Preparations in place, the culprit left through the veranda and returned to the mansion as if nothing had happened.
How does that complete everything? The victim was still alive at the time, right? When was he murdered?
When the water got high enough.
The victim naturally drowned after being left alone for several hours.
Huh? How's that?
The rainwater from the rubber hose flooded the room in a few hours. The whole room was turned into a fish tank, this time filled with rainwater. And that is how the victim drowned.
Wouldn't he have woken
The
up?
whole room was flooded?
You realistically, even through sleeping pills, you would think that would happen most, unless he was like fucking zonked out totally.
The proof lies in the stained walls. The day of the murder, the room must have been filled to that line with rainwater.
Rainwater killed the victim?
He's just like,
Correct. Only in this city could such an approach be possible.
because it is constantly
The rain
raining a
never
lot.
stops
Yeah.
in Konai Ward. This makes it easy to estimate the amount of rainfall to a certain degree. So it is not impossible to create this alibi trick with some calculation.
This is actually
I
really
think
well
that's
thought
a
out.
bit of a
Yeah.
stretch. Wouldn't it take at least half a day for the room to fill with enough rainwater to drown the victim?
That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would require more rainwater than usual to accomplish it. Which means you'd need to gather all the rain falling around this giant mansion.
Gather all of it how?
It would require slight adjustments to the rain gutters.
True.
The rainwater would flow to the veranda.
Adjustments to the rain gutters?
There would be plenty of water if all of the rain that pours upon the mansion is
Goes into
rerouted
that
to this
single.
room.
Yep.
Yeah.
That explains how the culprit secured their alibi while drowning the victim. In the morning, before the body was found, they removed the weather stripping and drained the water through the veranda. If you check the drain in the veranda, you should find dead tropical fish that were carried out with the rainwater.
Oh.
The culprit smashed the tanks beforehand to prevent rainwater from being stored inside.
That's
Well, that's how I would have done it. But maybe the culprit didn't realize that before they started draining the water. Seeing the fish tanks filled with rainwater, the culprit panicked and smashed all of the glass to hide the evidence. They must have carelessly broken the one fish tank the corpse was leaning on in the process. Isn't that how it went,
See,
Jaren?
I thought that it would be to cover up why the floor was wet.
I mean, both can work, but
I'll be direct. You are the culprit.
Hold on. Is this some kind of joke? Why would I kill my father-in-law? That's stupid.
Money.
But you were fixing the rain gutters a few days before the incident.
That's because you asked me to fix them. How does fixing some stuff pin me as the culprit? That's crazy talk.
So you intend on maintaining that you're not the culprit?
Of course.
Then we'll have to ask our little friend for the answer. Come here, sugar. This is the rubber hose used for the trick. There are scrapes on its surface. That's the proof.
please go to the wife.
I'm sure the culprit tried to dispose of it, tying it into a knot before throwing it away. But our friend here found it for us. Good girl, Sugar. Only the culprit has directly touched the rubber hose. I'm
That's
certain his scent
why
is
they
still on
said
Mm-hmm.
to put it in a
it.
bag.
Tell us, Sugar, who do you smell on this?
Oh, well.
So, it is you.
I've always hated dogs!
This is complete nonsense. I won't accept it.
Doesn't matter what you accept.
If I have to.
Kill all of you!
Oh
I'll
god.
kill all of you.
Well, that's just classic basic villain stuff.
Don't tell me that you're really... I was so close
Oh.
to getting all that money.
Hello? Do your
Good luck
badass
with
stuff.
He's like, I'm not.
Hey, why me?
Still got the cigarette though, we're good.
I can kill the woman anytime. I'll start off with you.
He's like,
Damn
Halara.
you detectives.
Halara.
This is your fault for sticking your nose into my life.
Can you handle this on your own, Chief?
I'm pretty bad at this sort of thing. Please help.
Please help.
Can I have 2 cats?
I'll kill.
Yep.
At that moment, he knew. He fucked up. Damn!
Dead.
I think he just got 17 concussions on the back of that one fish tank. Or his neck may be broken.
You saved me.
I never thought it would be like this.
This poor lady.
What am I supposed to do?
You still have me.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying.
Oh. Arr.
If you ever need help, come to us. The Nocturnal Detective Agency will always be at your service.
Can you help me pay the rent?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, she has the inheritance, so.
Yeah. I spent it all on gambling.
Stop.
The one where that one guy fell off last week.
Oh my god.
All right. So,
So
what's
that's
the deal?
So that's where the cats and dogs thing came in.
Yes. So what's the deal that you're gonna make for saving Yako's life? What does he owe you for that?
The chair.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my god.
As promised, you can keep that cat here.
Outside, not inside.
Oh!
I don't
That was
need
an
your
actual
help.
soundbite.
Yeah, it was.
That's what the cat is saying.
Come on, this cat thinks it's some sort of hard-boiled detective? Well, I suppose I don't mind.
This city is a difficult place to live, even for the animals.
Right. I hope we can keep solving the mysteries here to make this city a better place. And make it a nicer place for them to live too.
I sincerely hope so.
You're so cold to humans, but you like animals.
Are you teasing me?
See, there you go again, making that scary face. Seeing you play with the cat, you look kinda cute. It sure would be nice to see more of that smile around here.
I agree.
I hope you keep using your powers to change the city. I know you can do it. For their sake, too.
That depends on the payment.
Come on. Well, how's this? Consider it the reward for this case. And maybe you could ask for permission next time.
Thanks.
Kitty.
Let's go!
Nice.
We saved it, and it saved them. Oh,
That was so wholesome.
it was.
Aside from, the whole murder thing.
Yeah.
That part wasn't as wholesome.
Yeah. I think that was the most, like, appropriate DLC
I
for
agree.
the game of sorts. Like, that one actually had, like, a full case to it, and, like, no offense to, like, I have to, Jennifer Losey. I recognize the
I knew
female's
it
name.
was Sean
I know it
again.
was him as well. Yeah, I
knew
was
it
just
was
like, of course
Sean
it is.
again.
But,
They're
Especially-
just like, hey Sean, do you want to play all the extras in this DLC?
sure.
And all the NPC.
Like, especially like Vivia, his was so simple.
Yeah.
It had like 3. In fact, actually, the only gameplay was literally following the Lady in Red for
Yeah.
that little 2-minute stretch. That was the only gameplay there.
Just a movie.
That one was like the most well-rounded of sorts.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
Same.
But now there's only one left. We saved the best for last. Because it was supposed to be last in the first place anyways. And we're going to go ahead and check out what's going on for Detective Yako. Next time.
Yes. I'm so ready.
I know you are.
I've already been spoiled too. Like, no, not spoiled.
What?
No. I mean, spoiled as in pampered. Because I got to see
okay.
so much of him already.
I was like, wait, who the fuck I gotta kill?
No.